Have you ever said yes to something you didn't want to do, only to feel drained and resentful afterwards? It's not just emotional. Your brain and your body are paying the price too. So saying no isn't just about setting boundaries, it's about protecting your peace and ultimately your health. Hi. My name is Melanie Kiss, and I am your host of the Stay Vibrant podcast. Welcome to episode 3 of our Holiday Boundaries series. Today, we're exploring the fascinating science behind saying no and how it impacts your brain and your temple, your body. So don't worry, we'll keep it light and I'll keep it relatable with examples you could apply to your daily life, especially during the holidays. We'll discuss how your brain reacts when you say yes to things you don't want and why saying no can feel so hard, and the positive ripple effect of protecting your peace. You'll walk away today with a better understanding of why boundaries matter on a biological level and the practical tips to make saying no easier. Ding, ding, ding. That's what we want. Why saying no feels so hard? Well, as humans, we're wired to belong. When you say no, your brain perceives it as a potential threat to social bonds. So this trigger your amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for fear and survival, making you feel uneasy and guess what? Guilty. Yeah, even guilty. So think of a time when someone asked you to bake cookies for the holiday party, right? Hi, there's a bake sale at school, or it's your turn to bring cookies at the office, or hey, I'm having a bake party, come on over. So you didn't have time, but you said yes anyway, because you didn't want to disappoint them. That is discomfort. It's your brain trying to protect your relationships, even at your own expense. So again, remember what I like to say, be kind to yourself. So there's a lot of societal and generational influences, right? So if you haven't listened to podcast episode number 2, I highly suggest you go listen in because I do talk about this, but here's a short overview. So for women, especially those over 40, the expectations to be nurturing and accommodating is deeply ingrained in us. This can make saying no feel selfish, even when it's necessary. Right? Do you relate to that? I know I have. So let's go into the neuroscience of saying no and the cognitive load. Every yes adds to your brain cognitive load, the mental energy required to process and manage tasks. So overloading the system can lead to overwhelm, stress, and even, guess what? Burnout. It's not fun. Let me tell you, I've been there. It's not fun, but there is a way to get out. So there's the dopamine and alignment, right? You've heard of the word dopamine. When you say yes to something that aligns with your values, your brain rewards you with a hit of dopamine, the feel-good chemical. Woohoo for dopamine. But when you agree to something that feels off, your brain reward system stays silent, leaving you feeling drained. Who here hasn't feel drained? I bet you at one point in your life, everyone here has had a moment where they just feel depleted. All right, so what happens is that there's a stress response. So every unnecessary yes activates your stress response, releasing cortisol. Chronic cortisol spikes can lead to fatigue, anxiety, and physical health issues. Hence the importance of not just exercising, but taking care of your mental health to reduce those cortisol levels. So by saying no, you're reducing the stress load and giving your body a chance to recover. Please take the time to recover. It's so worth it. The more you practice saying no, the easier it becomes. Believe it or not, it does. It takes time, so be patient. Your brain creates new neural pathways, so reinforcing the habit of making boundary setting feel more natural over time. I've spoken about this, that highway with some exits that you need to take sometimes in life. But every time you hop back onto the highway or you take an exit, you're creating neural pathways. And so when I mention try to create tiny little habits that work for you, and over time, those neural pathways are so strong that it becomes a habit. So let's work on those neural pathways. And protecting your peace. Okay. Imagine your brain like a plate during the holiday dinner. If you keep piling on food, tasks, right? Keep piling it on, things will spill over and you'll start to feel overwhelmed. Yes, saying no is like choosing a smaller portion. It keeps everything manageable and enjoyable. I know. Here's an analogy that I think you might like. I know I've heard this one before. You've heard it before, not just from me, but probably every time you took a flight. So put your oxygen mask on first. Saying no is the emotional equivalent, and it ensures that you have the energy and the clarity to support others without depleting yourself. Right? It gives you the energy and clarity to support others without depleting yourself. So you're creating boundaries, but you're still able to support others without, being overwhelmed and stressed out. So think of yes. Okay, this might help you out. Think of yes as spending money and no as saving it. So every yes depletes your energy bank while no deposits back into it. So how do you want to spend your energy currency this holiday season? Do you want to spend it all or save some of it? Again, a good balance is good, right? All right, so here are 3 practical tips for saying no. Number 1, practice saying no in low stakes situations, like declining an extra holiday treat when you're already full, right? Or small wins builds confidence. Yes, it does. So not only you're saying no to that treat, you're creating a small win when you're saying no to that extra treat, and you're building your confidence. Here's number 2. Use your pause rule. What do I mean by that? When asked for a commitment, pause before answering. Say, let me think about it and I'll get back to you. This gives your brain time to process and prevents automatic yeses. I would say this is even good for shopping, right? You see something that you like and you're like, oh my God, I have to have it. I always like to do now is take a pause, wait 24, sometimes 48 hours to process it. And then from there, I decide if it's still important to have in my life. And if it's not, well, I just save some money and stress, right? Because I'm not spending the money. I'm not overspending. I don't have a huge amount of money to pay back on my credit card. So there's less stress. All right. The other one, sometimes you got to have a script that is ready. why not have that help for you? I mean, take all the necessary help that you need until it becomes natural. So prepare kind but firm responses. So here's an example. It doesn't have to be a big script. I'd love to help, but I'm focusing on keeping my schedule light this season. Right? Short and sweet. I love to help, but I'm focusing on keeping my schedule light this holiday season. Or I can't commit right now, but thank you for thinking of me. There's no need to explain. Straight to the point and thank the person. Be kind about it. That's all you need to do. No need to explain yourself. So what happens when you use these 3 different techniques? Well, with time, there will be a ripple effect of saying no, and there will be definitely emotional benefits. So saying no creates emotional space for the things that truly bring you joy and fulfillment, right? What happens as well is that it lowers your stress level. That means better sleep, more energy, and a stronger immune system. Let me tell you how. I rarely am sick. Rarely. The whole house, kids, husband, sick. Look at that. Not me. Because I found ways, I'm not saying I'm invincible. I could get sick, but I found ways to reduce my stress, take care of my physical body, and my emotional state as well. And it is so important to do all of them, not just one part, because that's not being aligned. But I know it might seem like a difficult task at first to do all this, but it really does take quite some time. But then it becomes so natural, and you will definitely feel this freedom of calm and peace within you that's just naturally there. And then when you do all this, what happens with this ripple effect is you get stronger relationships. So when you set those boundaries, you're teaching others to respect your needs, which fosters healthier and more authentic connections. Right? Isn't that beautiful? I find it absolutely beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right. So saying no isn't just about protecting your peace. It's about rewiring your brain, reducing stress, and creating space for what truly matters to you. So if you're ready to start practicing these principles, I created this downloadable 7-step holiday boundaries cheat sheet. I mean, this cheat sheet really is great for any goal that you have. It's the ultimate tool for protecting your peace this season and beyond. It is the 7 steps to creating alignment. And so click on the link below the comments. The cheat sheet is there for you. It is amazing. And if you have any questions, please get in touch with me. Send me an email, DM me on Instagram, what have you. Get in touch with me, because I am on a mission for people to feel in alignment with who they are and the environment that they're in, with the people that they live with, so they could feel that peace and that freedom and that confidence, because we all deserve it. So what is one thing that you'll say no to this holiday season? I want to know. I've had some people get back to me on Instagram with certain posts on what they're going to say no to this holiday season, but I want to know. So share your story with me on Instagram, or tag me, maybe create a reel and share it with me, or tag me on it, or collaborate with me if you want, or reply to this episode. I would love to hear your comments down below. So I want to know how you're going to protect your peace. So thank you for joining me throughout this holiday boundary season. It was awesome. I had so much fun creating this series, and I am thrilled for our next episode. It's not part of the holidays series. However, I'm thrilled to have my first guest, Kelly Butterfly, to discuss how to create a positive community. So stay tuned for an inspiring conversation. So thank you for joining me today. Remember, every time you say no to something that drains you, you're saying yes to your peace, health, and happiness. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a friend. Until next time, protect your peace and say yes to what matters most. Stay vibrant. Till next time.